Hello everyone, welcome to Discover This. I'm Tom Walker. Today we're in Kingman, Arizona, and we're going to be discussing something that happened in February of 1992. Nothing to do with Route 66 or trains or any of the other history in this town per se, but something that happened nonetheless. So let's go check it out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at 4th and Andy Devine, and this is the scene of the crime according to the newspapers and magazine articles and things of that nature. There's a vacant lot right here next to the Hotel Beale and the Brunswick Hotel, which have lots of old Hollywood history in their own right, which would be another video. But according to the newspaper articles and things, on February 28th, 1992, this is where Pamela Anderson was arrested for indecent exposure by the Kingman Police Department. And this, the rumor is, this rabbit, this bunny, was put here as kind of a memorial to that incident. Now, as with most things, there's the story and then there's the truth. And the truth is, this was an art piece called The Running Hare that was done by this artist here as part of just something for along Route 66. His inspiration was jackrabbits he would see in his time out here, the artist's time. But the story is that this bunny was put here as part of Pamela Anderson's arrest. So let's go to where the scene of the crime actually happened, and let's talk about what the story really is. So here we are at 7th and Topeka, and as the story goes, there was a woman driving home, lived in this area, coming along here on Topeka, when she happened to look over onto 7th Avenue here and noticed a bright red convertible, a photographer, some other people hanging around, and a blonde woman behind the wheel of the convertible who was topless, or at least exposed. So the woman continued home just down the road here and went home and told her husband, who's a minister, and they called the Kingman Police Department to complain about this overexposure. So just to give you a reference where we're at, obviously railroad tracks right here. That road up there is East Andy Devine, okay, also known as Route 66, if you've been keeping up. So we're at 7th and Topeka, basically, you know, right over there would be 7th and Andy Devine. So this is where it started. So the Kingman Police Department was called, and they said they actually had a couple other complaints, but the minister and his wife were the first, I guess. So we are now at 5th and Andy Devine. Andy Devine being Route 66. And by the time the police department caught up with the photo shoot, they were right here at 5th and Andy Devine. Now, supposedly, they were inside these roll-up bay doors, the repair area, when the police department came by. And this is where they basically detained everybody and talked to them. Now, the wardrobe stylist person who was there basically said that it was one of those pesky wardrobe malfunctions that had happened, and that it wasn't intentional, and that actually Pamela Anderson was very upset that it happened. Now, the police department offered her a choice. Basically, she could write an apology letter to the minister and his wife, or I guess get a citation for indecent exposure. So Pamela Anderson wrote a letter, an apology letter, and the minister and his wife accepted it, and that was basically it. There was no arrest. She was never taken to the Kingman Police Department. According to the Mojave County historian, everything happened basically right here at this service station. Now, somehow or another, the press and everybody got it at 4th and Andy Devine, which is right down there, which is where we started. But again, according to the historian, it happened right here. So the crew actually filmed or took pictures at a number of places along Route 66 here in Kingman, different areas, different buildings. But they did come here and checked in at the Quality Inn, which is now Roadway Inn. But they checked in here, you know, maybe rest and relax, change clothes, that kind of thing. So this is at 1400 East Andy Devine, which is also Route 66. But again, Quality Inn back in 1992, it's Roadway Inn now. So while the crew checked in here and, like I said, hung out, maybe relaxed, whatnot, maybe took some pictures in here, Pamela Anderson checked into room 277, right here. So this is the room she stayed in. Not sure if they took photos in here. There's a photo here, could have been taken in the room. It's possible, but unknown. But this was her room. So that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, from the area of Kingman, Arizona, and our little story on Pamela Anderson and her arrest, or not so much of an arrest, but contact by the Kingman Police Department. So the photos from the photo shoot here in Kingman and along Route 66 here are in the July 1992 Playboy magazine. And that's going to probably do it for today. I thank you for watching, and we will see you next time on Discover This.